Hello, and this is the Warpforge with a 2000 point battle report. It is Chaos Space Marines fighting the Dark Empire, which is the primary detachment of Tau Empire, with a allied contingency of Dark Eldar. As I've said, so I'm going to change the loadout a bit for this talk. I'm just going to talk about tactics in this bit and just copy and paste the lists into the description section, as I'm getting quite a bit of berration on the internet forums about it. So, without further ado, in this list I chose just models I wanted. I just wanted to see what would look good on the table and just what would be fun to use. So, Warpsmith, because he's awesome, and I wanted to see if I could slightly shift the dark gods, the dark mechanicum feel to a more Dreadnought, Hellbrute, walker-based environment instead of demon machines. And this was just mainly because I'm getting a bit tired of having all my walkers being one-shotted off every time they get hit. Yeah, it's probably going to be worse because I've got Hellbrutes, but at the end of the day, I just wanted to test something out, see what would actually happen. So Warpsmith's there for awesome reasons, for themed reasons, as well as he's an awesome looking model. Only two Chaos Marine squads, because I don't think I'll be going out of my deployment zone much, or if I am, I'm going to have the area littered with as much firepower as possible so that I get less firepower in received from an advancing Chaos Marine unit. Heldrakes, two Heldrakes, Bale Flames, because I feel pigeonholed. Just two Heldrakes, Bale Flames, because I like flying dragons, plus if I don't take them, I'm going to be... It's not a case of handicapping myself, it's a case of when there's other competitive units out on the same board, well, you've got to up your game a bit, unfortunately. Contemptor Dreadnought, because of the Warden, he's awesome, and I love my model, and I love my conversion of the Mechatendril arms for him. Two Hellbrutes, because this is the Contemptor Hellbrute herd. Hellbrutes, I always like the model, and I like everything about Hellbrutes. In heavy support, I've got three Obliterators of Mark of Nurgle, and yeah, Obliterators with the Warpsmith, firing down, laying waste to a lot of heavy firepower. A Lascannon Pred, triple Lascannons, one twinning Lascannon for the main turret and two side sponson Lascannons, because high firepower, that's AP2, that's going to cause wounds on that Riptide. That is going to cause wounds. And a Fortification with a comms link in, because I want my Heldrakes on turn 2. Yeah. Plus I also find, because I know a lot of people take quad guns or Icarus Lascannons, and every time I just see it, no. They don't do anything for me. The closest they ever got to doing anything was glancing, and even then my opponents get evade, so I may as well have something that may as well benefit me instead of just rolling pointless dice time after time after time again, just getting nothing. So, apart from that, how is this all meant to synergise together? Well, a lot of it, I will admit, is a lot of heavy firepower towards against the Hellbrute, not the Hellbrute, the Riptide. I want that Riptide gone. End of. There is no ifs, no buts. The Heldrakes are to deal with any infantry measures, because I know my opponent takes a lot of infantry. Obliterators, because more heavy firepower. The Vindicator, I wanted to see how he'd feel again. I think the Vindicator is an odd choice for the list, but at the same time, I'm dealing with not just the Riptide, I'm dealing with other units, and other units need to pay attention to the Demolisher Cannon, which is always a nice weapon to field. And the Warpsmith and the goes with the Obliterators for themed reasons, and because it'll look awesome. The Contemptor and the Hellbrutes, well, I'm hoping to place them in sort of a close deployment, just So it's basically kind of covering fire, so I'll try and space them around the Contemptor so that I'd get cover saves, or at least some form of cover save from the Hellbrutes for the Contemptor in case it gets any penetrating hits. Or even glances for that matter. But if it's a glance it won't matter because it'll still be a 4+ invulnerable save anyway. So apart from that, that is how I'm going to run the list. Now it just depends on the mission, and now it just depends on what my opponent does. So without further ado, this is going to be deployment for turn. Okay, so based on mutual agreement, if we can take those codexes out of your way. Basically, we've came to mutual agreement that the mission is Purge the Alien, and the deployment we rolled for Dawn of War. He won the roll for Table Edges and to deploy. He chose for me to deploy first, so he's going to steal the initiative. So without further ado, I'll go into my force, and then my opponent will go into my force. So as I say here, as I've mentioned earlier on, here's the Predator. Here is the 10-man Chaos Marine Squad Plasma. Here's the Vindicator, all stripped, ready to be converted and repainted anew. Hellbrute. Another 10-man squad of Chaos Marines, 2 plasma guns, the works, 3 Obliterators, and the Warpsmith with his new demon weapon. The Contemptor, another Hellbrute, and 2 Heldrakes. Onto my opponent.
Got myself a Void Raven bomber with implosion missiles and Shatterfield missiles. I got a Devilfish with a 12-man Fire Warrior squad, another 12-man Fire Warrior squad. I've got a Venom with 5 mandrakes in. I've got a 10-man Kroot squad with 1 Krootox behind an Agis defense line. I've got 5 Scourges. Got Long Strike. Got my commander, Kind of Fireblade with the comms link. I've got Proxy for the DS of Destruction, who has Drubal Vect and 9-man Cabalite Warrior Squad, and a Tower Riptide.
And so, my opponent will be rolling to seize the initiative now.
Drubal Vect has a special ability that allows him to steal on a full plus.
Okay, evil.
And passes.
Evil. Ushel's warlord trait.
Turns out I had it all along.
Some say. So we will go on to the Dark Empire, turn 1.
Tower turn 1. This moved up. It moved back in the assault phase, but it fired. It couldn't fire its plasma rifles because it wasn't close enough, and it fired with its iron accelerator, but scattered away when it overcharged. This fire moved up 6 inches, fired 2 of its Dark Lancers at the Predator in the field. One got through, but it's going to saved him. The other one got through, but he saved it. Long Strike fired at the Predator again and took off the hull point and immobilized the Predator. Farsight, Fireblade didn't move. Purge did a move that gave them an extra shot for when firing at the Obliterators, which took down 2 wounds. Then this fire got through its cover save and took down another wound. These moved up, didn't fire, this moved up, didn't fire. It's now Chaos turn 1.
Okay, so Chaos turn 1. This immobilized Predator fired at the Riptide and put it on, gave it 2 wounds as he failed his 3+ invulnerable save, rolling a double 2. These guys, since they weren't within range of much, fired 1 plasma gun into that and failed to glance it. Successful hit though, failed to glance. This fired at that, scored a penetrating hit, and then he rolled his Jinx save. Lucky. This guy just moved 6 inches just behind him. This squad fired into the... well, we'll go into him later. The Warpsmith just moved 5 inches to there. Those Hellbrutes made difficult terrain, then fired 2 Lascannons causing it to got a penetrating hit and causing it to explode. However, dealing 2 more hull points, so it would have been on wrecked anyway, because from the Hellbrute here, also fired into the Venom and managed to score a glancing hit on it with its multi-melter. This guy fired into here with his twinning glass cannon and managed to hit, but not even glance the thing.
The explosion from the Venom killed 4 mandrakes and then they vanished.
The explosion also managed to kill 4 mandrakes, and he failed on some morale tests, making him fall back. These guys did try and fire at the mandrake before it took its leadership test. Failed to do any wounds, just a single lucky and vulnerable cover save. And so it is on to rolling for reserves for the Tau player. Oh yeah. The flyer, whatever it is coming on. So it's on to the Dark Eldar, turn 2.
Dumbfish zoomed from there to here, couldn't do anything. These fired at the Oblitorators, didn't do anything. These didn't do anything because they were looking for betrayal. This guy regained himself and started moving up. These regained themselves, started moving up. This killed 5 Marines from there. They did a leadership check and passed. Long strike, fired at the Predator, did nothing. Dice of destruction, exploded the Vindicator, so kill point to me. This guy failed his Nova charge, leaving him down to 2 wounds, and then he's thrusted up, fired at the Predator, failed to then thrust it up. And now for Chaos Space Marine's turn 2, in which he'll roll his reserves of his 2 Heldrakes.
Now it says 2 inches from the comms, I assume it's from any point in the model. That is just out 2 inches.
So he doesn't get his reroll, and it's -1 to his reserves, thanks to my Warlord trade.
I thought it was -1 to your reserves.
To your reserves?
No. Alright. 4 plus.
Both come in.
Chaos, turn 2. Well, it's been very eventful. Yeah. So, start off this. Well, considering that my opponent failed his overdrives and everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong in his last turn, I thought, you know what, this turn will be the perfect time to strike. Don't even bother with that until with the Hellbrute, but kill that with 2 rapid-firing plasma guns and 3 Lascannons. The plasma guns managed to damage it down to 1 wound. 3 Lascannons, all hit, all wounds, gets 2 invulnerable saves, and then passes his feel no pain. He was very, very jammy there. I'm sorry, but he really was. This Hellbrute then fires at that, hits, fails to even glance, even at Melta range. Heldrakes came on. This guy decided to vector strike those Scourges, if that's what they're called, and managed to vector strike and kill 3. Then these guys decided to shoot in and pick off the rest. This guy then went forward and Bale flamed them all to a single guy who passed his morale. This Heldrake then Bale flamed the 8 guys inside the transport, the Devilfish, which this guy blew up. So the Hellbrute blew up that, killed 3. Then killed 4, and then the Bale Flamer came down and killed the 8 remaining. This Lascannon from Contemptor fired, actually hit on a Nova 6, but then decided to glance it on a 2. Moving 1 whole point off it, which is good enough, but I was preferring a damage result. I think I've misused these poorly. I thought, you know what, they're in Melta range with multi-Melta, why not? Rolls 2 dice, I thought may as well, might get a 6, didn't get a 6, and didn't get any hits more on them. The Warpsmith just ran 5 inches to there, and that was essentially my turn. I'm expected to get a right good old kicking from the Dark Empire now, in all honesty. I'm honestly just dreading to see what will be in turn 3. So, it is on to the Dark Empire, turn 3.
Tower turn 4, 3, that moved up, dropped the bomb on them, fighting everything, it's just left with one guy and he passes leadership. That guy moved up, tried to charge them, they overwatched, got double ones, and he didn't make it in by like an inch. This guy moved up there. These all try to fire, but failed. This tried to fire at the Heldrake, failed. This fired at the Hellbrute, and he passed his skirmishes saves, so right, gone. This fired at the Predator, failed, so he charged Predator, got into combat, and blew Predator with smash attacks. And that's turn 3 for the towel. Moving on to turn 3 for the
Chaos turn 3. Well, I mean, this was interesting. That Riptide's still alive! But apart from that, we'll go from left to right. Heldrakes came on. Well, Heldrakes came on last turn, but they moved again. This guy, Vector Strike the Lone. Whatchamacallit, the Mandrake, killing it. And then Bale Flame, the Lone Fire Warrior, off the cliff, shouting, "This is Bloch." This guy then Vector Strike the Crew, killed 2 or 3, I think just 2 though. Then Bale Flames a hell of a lot more, failed the morale test and fell back 7 inches. Obliterators fired into the long strikes hammerhead and managed to penetrate it, scoring a 3, so it can only snap fire and can't move next turn. Hellbrute ran. This also fired into long strike. I managed to glance him. However, did you pass your cover save? No, so it's on 1 hull point. So long strike is on 1 hull point. Warpsmith just ran because he was about to use the burn and brand, but he's not on the Mandrake. The Mandrake's not there anymore. This lone Chaos Marine ran an inch. This is where it got interesting. Two plasma guns. Rapid fire into that. Managed to cause a wound, which he saved. Bolters all rapid fired with the bolt pistol firing. Didn't manage to score a wound. The Hellbrute fired, made a penetrating hit, which he then jinked and saved. Very jammy. And that was turn 3. So this game's very much a bloodbath, I feel. But
you win.
no, I mean, look at it. Look at the battlefield. I mean, we've got hardly anything left, and it's already turn 3. So yeah, we're all playing with picks and bones and skeletons now, so it's basically just fight to the death now, so it is turned into a real blood match. So here's the Dark Empire's turn 3.
These moved up, this fired at this and took off 2 hull points, making only snap firing next turn. This tried to fire at the fire, but he had to snap fire, which didn't do much. This, I think, fired at that one, and it took off 1 hull point. The guys inside there fired at these, I think only killed 3 or 2, killed 2 of them. Void Raven Bomber dropped a bomb right on top of the Warlord and wiped him out straight away. And the Void Lancers tried to take down this guy, but didn't, thanks to his save by vulnerable saves. So we're now going into Chaos, turn 5.
Chaos turn 4, well, again. Well, all these bolters, plasmas fired, managed to wound them 3 times. That 3+ invulnerable save keeps them alive. Bolters fired, didn't manage to wound it. Well, yes, it did. 1 managed to wound, which he saved. 2+ armour. That's what Riptides are. Honestly, it's on 1 wound. I want it to be dead by now. Heldrake, Bale flamed his Warlord, which was a card for Fireblade. This did nothing. This guy fired, failed to hit, charged. Did he suffer a glance? No, he didn't, did he? Was that one?
He already lost 2 hull points. He suffered a glance and died. He also suffered a glance, but he's down to 1 hull point.
He's on down to 1 hull point and charged and failed. This guy snapped fighting to the Recruit. Didn't do any damage because of cover save or something. No, it didn't hit, sorry. Charged on Overwatch, managed to glance him on front armor 12. This guy fired into the Hammerhead, he passed his cover save. These guys fired 2 plasma cannons, were safe from get hot, fired them into them, the scatter was wild with them. This guy just hit behind his wall.
Like a little pussy.
Surviving! That is my turn. Now on to the Dark Empire, turn 5.
Turn 5 overview for the Dark Empire. This guy came over here, he bombed this guy, but he passed with his rumble save. That guy tried to fire at this guy, but he didn't have Skyfix accent 6s, but failed. This guy got 1 to try and shoot down the Heldrake, but failed. The Fortification bomber fired 2 Void Lancers into this, taking off 2 hull points, and its weapon, and it can only move 18 inches. These disembarked, fired at them, killed a couple of chaos, charged in. His triple Vect killed the champion, and he killed 1 guy, and he killed 2 guys, so it's tight combat. And the Hellbrute here was killed by the Dice of Destruction, and that was turn 5 for the Dark Empire, going on to turn 5 for Chaos.
Okay, so Chaos turn 5. Yeah. Well, Dice screwed me over this turn. Totally. I needed that. I needed Long Strike dead, but Training Lascannon fired, shot, made his cover save on a glance, fired these, 1 successful, didn't even manage to glance in from the Lascannons. Didn't even manage to glance, but I don't think I could have fired Lascannons anyway, but
they fired the playfield.
Yeah, so
like 1 failed to hit, 1 failed to glance.
Yeah. I fired plasma cannons last turn, didn't I? Yeah, so they were able to fire large cannons and I failed to even glance, so then he ran behind here, getting behind line of sight, and that was it. Heldrake couldn't really do anything. Dreadnought, the Contemptors survived the whole game, so now we need to roll see if there's a turn 6, and there is. So it is Dark Empire turn 6.
Turn 6 overview. Long Strike fired at the Heldrake and killed it. That moved up there, didn't get immobilized. Tried to fire at the Heldrake, failed. That moved there, tried to fire at the Heldrake, also failed. That got 2 glances on 6 on that full armor, and it passed forfeits vulnerable saves. So now going on to Chaos turn 6.
Okay, so Chaos Marine turn 6 overview. This, well, Sandman moment. Heldrake went flat out, Vector striked his Void Raven bomber, smashed it up, got a glance and a pen, reducing it to slag, didn't explode, crashed and burned, slag everywhere. Metallica Sandman moment from this Heldrake. This guy with his last cannon fired again into Long Strike, 4+ cover save again. Saved them. Assault cannons fired into them, killed the Crutox Rider, passed his leadership test. We have to roll for turn 4 and does not continue. So we'll be back with the tally up. And so it has been decreed that after tallying up, I had Slay the Warlord and First Blood, and my opponent had Slay the Warlord and Linebreaker. So after tallying up the kill points, the game has ended in a draw. 11-11. Okay, Afterthoughts. Well, Afterthoughts. The Warpsmith did nothing, as I predicted. Mainly because, yeah, he was there because he's an awesome model. But, yeah, just taking that bomb shot from the Void Raven. What did I enjoy most? I enjoyed the Heldrake. The surviving Heldrake that just burst through the Void Raven bomber. Yeah. Love that bit. It just reminded us from the scene in Metallica's Enter Sandman music video where the bus hits the bed and the bed explodes and then the music just kicks back in. And yeah, that felt great. So yeah, I enjoyed that bit much. What did I not enjoy? Well, probably getting shot, but that's nature of the beast. I would say there wasn't really something that I didn't really enjoy about that match. I think the only thing that annoyed me was that the Riptide still survived. It's like it was on one wound. Every time the plasma guns hit wounds, he still passed that invulnerable save, which was annoying. But at the end of the day, it killed itself, so I can't really grudge much about that. Yeah, I enjoyed the game. I hope my opponent enjoyed the game. There's only one... This is going to be a bit of a rambling now, but there's only one thing that I find annoying about Tau, and it isn't due to what everyone is thinking, like, oh, they have all the shooting capabilities. I'm personally, because of the addition, the way it is, I'm okay, and I'm fine and satisfactory with it. I mean, that is supposedly the Tau's strength. My problem with Tau is they can do all the shooting capabilities, yet they can do all the special sort of abilities that other armies can do better than those armies. An example of this would be the buff commander or with a lucky roll on the warlord chart, or Commander Farsight with a load of battlesuits, or even the famous Farsight and Riptide and Co, where he joins a Riptide because it's a squad supposedly. Now consider you have a squad of Terminators or something. You've got which is basically a mini mobile tank unit. They're meant to tank the shots. They're meant to go in. They're meant to shoot things, to rip things apart. They're meant to be awesome on the table. Terminators are fantastic. Unfortunately, if you were to deep strike into the heart of the enemy, as they should for thematic purposes, you're just going to get intercepted and skyfired to high oblivion. I did this once. I'm not sure if I made a battle report of it or not. I don't think I had, but I did this once ages ago against another Tau opponent, and they didn't even survive one turn, and they even had Mark of Nurgle on them. However, going back to the Tau with the Farsight and Riptides, because of his warlord trait or something, and I may have gotten this wrong, but from what I remember, there was something on the warlord chart where you deep strike in and you auto hit your target. So you don't know for scatter, it's just there. Yes, I do have some Skyfire weapons to my army, basically, in the form of a Icarus Lascannon, but what's that going to do on Commander Farsight, who may as well just take a look out there on a Riptide at the most, or even flak shells from the quad gun? It's not going to do much. Obviously I could ally with Tau, but then that defeats the whole objective of the game of trying to run one mono force, which is just basically, well, what? But yeah, I think that's my only problem. Stuff like that, and outflanking and stuff. Well, Gene Stealers have to take like a turn to outflank. You can outflank with 20 snipers or something with Kroot, for example. Stuff like that. I find slightly annoying because it's just cheeky in my opinion. But aside from that, that's my only problem with them. I don't have a problem with what the majority of what everyone else has problems with, so give us some slack for that. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a game, and I enjoyed my game with my opponent, and I hope my opponent enjoyed his game. So this is a 2,000 point battle report of Chaos Space Marines against the Tau and the Dark Eldar allies. This is the Warpforge, signing out, and remember, keep on forging.